Alright guys, we are here to review some Hearthstone cards, new sets coming out on Tuesday. This is Saviors of Uldum, and it brings back some of our favorite characters from the previous sets. I don't know a couple of them because I started right after Ungaro, but I know you guys know some of these guys like Reno and the Murloc fellow. But before I even talk about this, let me introduce you guys. Over here is WormSkull.
Hello.
This fellow right here. He is known to know a lot about the arena and what cards to use in the arena.
Yeah, my favorite line is, "This is gonna be trash, except an arena."
Exactly. And this over here is BoneWolf. He knows the ins and outs of all the meta cards and what cards might be good in the whole meta game. Actually, they both do, but you know.
It's a bit generous, but I'll take it.
You know more than I do, and that's why you guys are here.
Invest your dust now. Everything BoneWolf says, you got it.
Original Warlock Quest is where I'm putting all my money on this.
Original Warlock Quest?
Ungoro Warlock Quest.
Oh.
Well, it's like, it combos with the original, with the new quest, because you discard cards and then you draw cards. It's perfect.
You need the hand size, you know? That you got to discard for the hand size to draw those 20 cards.
Exactly.
So right now we're going to start with, in this video, 3 sets. Or 3 classes, rather. And what classes are those, BoneWolf?
We're going to be doing Warrior, Shaman, and Rogue.
Warrior, Shaman, and Rogue. 3 of the best classes, if I do say so myself.
Hey, BoneWolf, why did you pick those 3?
Because those are the top 3 in the layout.
I could have bet so much that you were going to do that. Anyway.
Alright, so, without further ado...
Second 3 and third 3 are going to be.
Without further ado, we are going to bring up the first card, alphabetically, in the Warrior class. The Armagrillo. No, it's not that. The Armage Dillo. It's a 4/7
Armagadillo, I think, or Armagadillo.
It's gonna be the worst to hear casters say.
I don't
like when they try to fill time, you know, they like try to be funny, and they're just gonna like say horrible, terrible things about this card.
I feel like they're trying to reference Armageddon, but it doesn't flow well into Armagadillo. You know, it doesn't flow well.
You know what? I didn't even realize that. Armageddon.
Card's super interesting when all we're talking about is the name.
Yeah. So at the end of your turn, give all taunt minions in your hand +2/+2. So while it's out in play, your dudes are getting buffed up in your hand. Your taunt dudes. So
yeah.
for 4/7 alone, 6 is not bad, but that ability kind of sends it over the top, I think.
I think if it didn't have taunt, it would be so much better.
Really? Oh,
yes, exactly. Yeah. That's the problem with the taunt deck, is that everything has taunt, or you want to like maximize your things with taunt.
Right.
And what taunt does, it protects your face, but more importantly, it protects your minions. And like, because your opponent can't attack them with their minions. Your opponent's, if you don't remove this right away, it's going to get out of control. You know, it's going to be like the similar to all the similar effects that do things like this from that original like hand buff.
Right.
Mechanic that they had, and it would be bonkers, but you could just kill this pretty easily. So like, yeah, the taunt is actually a negative on this card.
But even if it didn't have taunt, wouldn't people still go for it?
But you could put a taunt guy in front of it.
Oh,
so right now, if you have 2 things with taunt, this is still attackable.
Oh, I see.
And so, like, obviously your deck is going to specialize in having great taunts, so it would be super cool to be able to hide this behind one of those. But you can't.
Yeah, like the Lich King having taunt was not a bonus on that card. It was because that card would be insane if you couldn't kill it readily.
Oh,
yeah.
I see what you're saying.
I mean, occasionally it was good to have an 8/8 taunt. But,
that ends up being good, but it's the reason to give that taunt is to make it not more ubiquitous than it was.
Right. Like there's that, I think what you're talking about is the Paladin 5-drop. It gave all minions in your hand +1/+1 at the end of turn, but it was 4/4. It didn't have taunt.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of it.
Neither do I. I had like so many games lost because I could not kill that in like 2 or 3 turns. That thing snowballs so hard.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as you can control the board, like keep the enemy's minions to a minimum, this guy could kind of, like, you're playing warrior. You got executes, you got shield smashes, you got other stuff like that, just to keep the board under control. And then once this guy's out, you just keep him protected. Pretty much you want to attack their dudes before they can attack this guy.
Yeah, totally. I mean, this is awesome if it survives a couple turns. Like, you get a couple of guys beefed up. Not only that, but with Dead Man's Hand or like other ways to copy this thing, if it could buff itself in your hand and then you pop it out again, really hard to deal with.
Right. I'm trying to find a place to put this. No one on screen can see it but you guys. Alright.
Yeah. Well, I could see it on the screen itself, so it's not.
Okay.
You don't even really need it up.
No, I need it up to change the cards.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know the depth of your technology, I guess.
I wish I had like a hotkey to change it. I'm sure if I had more time I could, but would this see play? Like, would you pick this for an arena game, an arena deck?
I might not.
Warrior? No.
I might not.
If
Depends.
you already
Like,
had a lot of taunts, maybe, but
yeah, this would probably be one of those like mid-tier buckets. Like, you'd see it with weird other synergy cards that you'd only get, you know, like you'd only pick if you have a lot of mechs, or, well, that's pretty easy, but but you know what I mean.
But
like,
if this was given to you like turn 1 pick, you would not pick this.
oh, I would definitely pick it. Turn 1, yeah, then you just value taunts.
I see
it is a beast, but I don't know how relevant that is in Warrior.
Not really.
I don't think so.
Alright, let's go on to the next card, which is...
Yes.
Armored
This
Goon?
is exactly why. Yep. Okay, so I'm just going to go right into this. Same exact mana cost, 6/7. So if you don't have a lot of taunts, especially in Arena, if you don't have a lot of taunts, the guy you play, 6 mana 4/7, is like not as good as this cool guy who's Boulder Fist Ogre with a cool upside.
This guy is really good. When
He's awesome.
every your hero attacks gain 5 armor.
Yeah,
That's
if you
like-
have weapons, like the downside of attacking with your face is that you have to use your life as a resource,
Right.
and this could actually net you life.
So
Yeah.
would the armor take effect before you hit the enemy?
It would.
Okay.
Yeah, if it's like
that's how it. When it says whenever, it typically happens. Like I think it would work like True Silver,
True
where you
Silver
heal the
champion,
2
I see.
before you hit. And the fact that it's armor rather than health, like with True Silver, it doesn't matter if you're at full health.
yeah. So
You're getting 5 armor no matter what.
So
you
in
need a
theory,
weapon.
you could smack a 3/2 if you have 2 health and live.
Yep.
It's not bad at all. And, you know, the cost is right.
The cost is amazing. This is 6/7 is the vanilla test for a 6-drop. Like, it's so good. This is such a good card.
Yeah, I don't know about constructed, but arena warriors are gonna love it. I think.
Alrighty, next card is the Bloodsworn Mercenary. So
This is
is
a priest card. There's priest in my warrior.
So it's a legendary. Yeah, no, legendary.
Epic.
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 It's an epic card. It's a 3/3 for 3. Battle cry. Choose a damaged minion, damage friendly minion. Summon a copy of it. All right.
It's good.
It's You never see cards like this in a warrior set. Wait,
They had that stupid card, the blood
right, Bloodspawn.
brothers or something.
The one that gets a lackey if it survives.
No, it's like summon copies of all your damaged minions. The 5 mana spell.
Right, I know what you're talking about. Something like it's like spawn something, right? Bloodspawn.
Blood warriors. I don't know. Blood brothers.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it's
Yeah,
like
what
it
you're
was,
talking about.
It was 3 mana epic spell. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's 5 mana.
Yeah,
so
it's up there.
I thought it was 3. I'm probably thinking of something else.
Yeah, no, it was 5 mana. But this is so much better because, like we said
Oh yeah,
before,
5, you're right.
the vanilla test is that 3 mana 3/3 is okay.
This is a 3/3. You have no damage minions. That spell is trash.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
literally unplayable.
Like,
Yeah.
But what if you play this on like a Grommish? Just like 20 damage coming your way right there.
Yeah. If you have a coin.
Yeah, that's like the magical Christmas land. But even if even if you play it on a damaged 1 attack minion, it's a 4 something for 3.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
And if that has a triggered effect on it, then
Especially with all the reborn coming out. You know, the reborn guys spawn
they
damaged.
spawn as damaged. Yep.
Oh wow, yeah they do. Wait, do they spawn as damaged? I know we didn't get into reborn yet, but do they spawn as damaged or?
Yeah. You
Okay.
can heal them after they're reborn.
Because
So it's super
I
cool.
was talking to somebody at work and they say the opposite. They say they come back into play with 1 as their set health. But I could be.
I don't-
They could. I think.
No.
I thought they were wrong. And
Right.
if you-
Yeah. It's
All right. Cool.
yeah. You can heal them up to what the printed health is.
All So let's go to the next card. Oh, also, I assume this would be good in the arena as well, because you
Absolutely.
want doubles of whatever is damaged, especially
Yeah,
big
or
dudes.
you do just want 3 mana stuff to play. Like,
Mhm.
basically, arena you'll lose if you don't play something on 2 and you don't play something on 3. Like 90% of games you're losing if those two things don't happen. So you just need 3 drops straight
If
up.
you can get a value trade with your 2-drop into this, you're so far ahead in arena.
Yeah, there's a bunch of times, like even when you have like an armor smith, like a 1/4, and
Yeah.
you're trying to trade it into a 3/2, but you have to do it over 2 turns. It's awesome to bop in, and then you even get 2 1/1 armor smiths is fine with this guy, you know.
Yeah, so that way you get more armor on yourself as well.
Mhm.
All right, next card is the Frightened Flunky, and I love this card.
Zoinks. Zoinks.
I love this card.
It's one of the better cards, I think.
So I think it's better than that. What was it? The 1/4 turtle that was for 3.
Oh, you do not speak ill of the Tortola.
Listen, I know Tortola is something worth fighting for, but this guy, you got a 2/2 for 2. That way, you're discovering a taunt minion earlier in the game than you would against.
Hearthstone continuing the trend of minions that discover themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This card basically has Echo, as far as I can see it.
And again, the trend of like absolutely obliterating the vanilla minions that like have the same stat line. Frostwolf Grunt is a 2 mana 2/2 taunt, and it's just like, don't draw a card. Okay,
And
I'll play that one.
You would think this guy would be like a
Drawing
rare or
a
something.
targeted card without fatigue is it's so much
Yeah.
better than just draw a card even.
Mhm. What were we saying, Mark?
You would think this guy would be a rare or something, not a common, but
Oh yeah.
because
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't even know why that matters anymore, because arena doesn't work as far as like you don't pick commons with commons only.
Yeah, they changed the buckets. It's all about dust, I guess, which I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know Magic, the way they do rarity is strictly based on limited.
That's why I thought that they did it for arena kind of, but.
because I think it's
I
weird
think,
that
I think that's
town-
how it was for Hearthstone at first a bit.
Mhm.
Certain tower level things with like the legendaries, but the other 3 rarities were more about limited, I feel.
Mhm.
I feel it's weird that Town Crier, a 1/2 for 1, is an epic, but this one is not even a rare.
Well, with this, you could get 3 terrible taunt minions in your selection.
No, that's true. Yeah.
Your draw is a rush minion that you explicitly chose to put in your deck, so it's a bit better in that regard.
Yeah, I also think their rule for epics tend to be like you need to have a deck built around this thing to use it. You know, like Town Crier, you need a rush minion. Even that
Right.
last guy, you need to look at damage and rage that doesn't exist anymore minions. Like those kind of things.
And actually, this guy I think would be great in a deck with the.
And the difference between
Armor
1 and 2
Vanilla.
mana is huge.
Oh yeah,
As well.
100%, literally. But I mean, like, this guy's good in any deck. That's the beauty of him. Doesn't matter if we're seeing
Yep.
the same thing or whatever.
And I heard you say Zoinks. Is he supposed to look like Shaggy? Is that like
I
the?
think so.
Because that's funny.
Him having taunt is crazy to me, honestly. Like, I don't see why I'm taunted by this guy, but
Oh, I mean,
That's
I
fine.
think he's just fun to scare, so people want to go get him.
that's true.
Maybe.
Okay,
There's some
I give you that.
some flavor text for you. I can't wait to see these flavor texts. By the way. That's
I
one
think
of
you
my
could already
favorites.
check them out.
Oh, can you?
Yeah, in the crafting menu,
Oh,
you could mouse over them.
wait a minute. You can get these things in crafting, and we're just.
You can't craft them
You
yet.
can see them, but it won't allow you to actually.
Right.
Ah, then
spend it.
why did I go through the trouble of this? Damn.
What are you doing? Nah,
Anyway.
this is fine.
Alright, so the next card is Hack the System. And this is one of the new quests. This is the Warrior quest. It's 1 mana as per all the quests, and I assume it starts in your hand as well, right?
Yeah, same as the old quests.
Yeah.
And speaking of quests, like I really like the design of the quest this time around versus
Mhm.
the other time. It was so frustrating sometimes when your quest got burned when you had a full hand and like you didn't mean to complete it. It just kind of happens, stuff like that.
Mm.
Right.
The fact that this is just something that automatically happens, it kind of relates to the hero cards and that it upgrades your hero power, but it's not quite so broken as having that battle cry effect. And they kind of learned, I think, for the most part, about the infinite value that a lot of those hero cards were able to get.
Right.
Because if you spawned it, you would be able to play your hero again, get armor, get the hero power refresh, all that stupid stuff. But I also like the design of these because the quests are play your class, play Hearthstone.
Real.
You know,
Oh yeah, it makes
like
sense.
Yeah.
like
yeah,
you're
yeah.
attacking with warrior. You're attacking with warrior 5 times. Like warlock. Well, let's not spoil those. But this is like something you're just gonna do anyway.
Right.
Yeah, this is the advantage of playing warrior. You have the hero power to buff your health because you want to be attacking minions all the time, just throwing your face at the most dangerous thing on the board to protect your minions.
Yeah. So the reward for this is Anrafet's Core, and what that does for you is it summons for 2 mana a 4/3 golem, and after your hero attacks, refresh this. So it's like bringing the quest objective into this to refresh it. I don't think it does that for any other of the quest, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't refresh it for any other, but
Yeah,
for
I like
mana, you
because
can get 2 4/3s
like what you were
in turn.
saying, it's what warrior wants to do. Warrior wants to be attacking,
Yeah.
and you don't want to stop your plan once you've completed the quest. You want to continue doing that. Your deck is built around being able to attack basically every turn, so you could finish this as soon as possible, and then you get 2 4/3 golems out of this per turn for 4
This
mana.
feels like a mid-rangey type deck questy card. Like, because what you want to do, because what you're gonna do is be hitting their dudes, like getting rid of their like mid-rangey guys, and then you're putting out 2 4/3s every time you kill one for free, basically.
Right.
So it's gonna be tough to deal with, maybe.
And what's good about this like refresh thing is that unless you get Wind Fury, you're limited to 1 refresh a turn.
Mhm.
So it gets around like that broken refreshing that Raza Priest had.
What's Soul Thraze? Is Soul Thraze still standard, right? The 4 attack refresh when you overkill.
That might be actually. Yeah, that should be because Overkill was the last couple things. Yeah, so yeah, I wasn't thinking about Solter, so that's actually super good with Solter.
Yeah. I mean, it's okay, but you still
But it's
get that
and
mana
it's still not infinite, right? And
Right.
you don't get to attack with those minions right away, whereas Anduin was just a machine gun.
Right. Yeah.
And also the hero power is not 0 mana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're mechs,
What
though,
are they doing?
are the golems mechs?
You have the 4/3 right there, right?
Oh wait,
If you go,
let me see if I can bring
it's,
it up
it's,
here.
it's right to the right of the thing.
To the right
Yeah,
of the thing?
Stone HQ Stone Golem.
It's not a mech. I think I
it's
can
not
see
a mech.
it.
No.
Yeah, there it is.
All right, so
That's
it
what
makes
you get.
these guys, and yeah, they're not mechs. It'd be cool if they were mechs, because then
No, it wouldn't.
What?
It wouldn't be at all.
Why is that?
It would be too good,
Oh, okay.
I think, with Magnetic specifically.
Yeah.
All right, then so
Because also Dr. Boom's thing is a battle cry. So like mechs having rush,
Yep, yeah.
you could then go and replace your hero power and not worry about it. Your mechs would still have rush.
oh wait, so what if you play Dr. Boom and then you complete the quest?
Whichever
wouldn't
happens
have
second would take,
Yeah.
take
Okay.
over.
But like I said, you'd still get Dr. Boom's mechs have rush battle cry.
Okay, yeah.
So if you were playing them together and this was a mech, you'd want to play Boom first. I don't know if you want to play Boom in this deck.
No, I don't think so.
No.
It's like Boom has like incredible hero powers, and you're doing the quest for a couple uses of the hero power.
Yeah, I think it's worth it.
Yeah.
Because really, okay, the real cost of these quests, now that they're pretty easy to do, is like basically start the game with 1 fewer card than your opponent.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like that's the real cost.
And skip turn 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not usually relevant, but it probably will be for this kind of deck.
I just realized I have a warlock card in here. I'll put this there.
Spoilers.
Yeah, so they can't see this. Only you guys can see my screen.
Hmm.
So let's move on to Into the Fray, because that's the next card. Give all taunt
Hey.
minions in your hand +2/+2 for 1 mana.
It's good value, but it kind of talks about we talked about a lot of the issues with this when we were
Right.
talking about the 6/7, about having a fully taunt-based deck.
The thing with it is too, like, it reminds me of that card from the Warlock class that gives the leftmost creature in your hand +2/+2. Only this gives all taunt creatures in your hand +2/+2. So kind of like, I think it's better than that.
Yeah, by a lot. There was a card for Paladin called Smuggler's Run. That was a 1-drop, give all minions in your hand +1/+1.
Mhm.
It was good, but it wasn't great. And that's every minion in your... So, like, not only do you have to hope to have minions in your hands, not spells, you have to have taunt minions in your hands. So this is... I don't think this is good.
Right.
I think it's too limited, and with If it wasn't taunt minions, if it was some other kind of minion that you could build like a archetype around, I'd like it a lot more.
Alrighty. So.
Yeah, like if it was beasts or mechs or something like that.
Yeah, any other word, probably.
So the warrior class gets one weapon this set, and the weapon is the live wire lance. It costs 3 mana. It's a 2/2. After your hero attacks, add a lackey to your hand. What do you guys think of that?
It's fine.
I don't think it's overpowered. It's good. I think we learned with the last set how strong lackeys can be, especially when they synergize with other things.
Right, and there's a lot of cards in this set that, I know of at least one card in this set that'll give your lackeys a good boost.
Yeah, but I don't know if Warrior has a lot of synergies for lackeys, but I mean it's definitely here we go. It's great in arena. Like this is you always want weapons in arena.
Oh, yeah, this is nuts in arena. I feel.
Yeah, and lackeys are really good in arena. It's really good.
Part of my clicking, I like tons of clicking going on behind the scenes. So
it takes a lot to keep the stream up.
It does.
Well, you're starring and producing. It's
yeah. So I guess I could. Oh, you know what I just realized too? You could actually do like you could do stuff to this to give it +1/+1 and stuff too, so you get an extra lackey if you need be. So that's pretty good.
I'd still probably rather do that to like the Soul Thrays, but
yeah.
Well, if you're playing that warrior quest, you're probably playing a lot of those like upgrade greenskin.
Yeah, maybe
right.
Maybe greenskin. Maybe.
Thank you for that follow, Druid Only HS. The guy's screen name is Druid Only HS.
Yeah, your time will come, Druid. Only.
One of these days.
Warriors.
Alright, the next card is one of the new cards in the Plague series. This is Plague of Wrath. Destroy all damaged minions.
Did every class get a plague, or just the ones that were villainous in the last?
I don't know. There are a lot of plagues.
We'll find out.
Yeah. I know there's at least 5 plagues.
I like this one. It reminds me of Sleep with the Fishes. And it actually kills them.
What does Sleep with the Fishes do?
It dealt 3 damage to all damaged minions.
Okay.
It was cheaper, though.
Right. So, technically for 6 mana, you can wipe the board if you have a Whirlwind in your hand.
Yeah. I don't know about this one. This might be a one-of. I don't think you play 2.
Yeah, I think you play it where you would play Sleep with the Fishes, probably. It's a little bit different because it's more expensive. You can't pair it as readily with damaging effects.
Right.
And you probably need a pretty strong board position from this. But this has a lot of good synergy if you have Reborn and they don't. Your minions will come back.
We got a raid coming in here. Hey, what's up, everybody? Got a lot of follows coming in too. Thank you for all those follows.
Sweet.
As you can see.
Covering up. At least, dude, did you like have the foresight of putting this not in front of the cards? Because that's awesome.
I did, yeah.
Nice.
I so like even that. If we keep talking, the things go. B42 rate that you guys so much, and now you'll be in the archive videos forever and ever.
Immortalized.
Sneak says that card's gonna change up things. This one, I think some of the other plays will be better than this one, but this one definitely has a place. Thank you for all the what's the word? Praise on the overlay, and thank you for that raid. I know a raid come in and the raid thing didn't pop up, but thank you for that. Also, it's funny that you should say one of, because a lot of decks in this set will be Highlander decks. One of
spoilers. Spoilers.
Hey, I think it's the next card.
No, well, you still spoiled it.
It's not even in
here.
You're
spoiling 2 things.
Wait, is there? I'm missing it. I don't see it in here.
Does Warrior have one?
Yeah, does Warrior have one?
No, it's going to be Hunter, Druid,
Mage,
and
okay.
One,
I got worried for a second.
That didn't villain last time.
Shaman.
Shaman.
No, Shaman had Hagatha.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Paladin. Finley's the Paladin.
Alright, so the next card in the Warrior set is the Restless Mummy, very basic. 4 mana for a 3/2 rush with Reborn. Wow, you know what? I just realized that's 6 damage, like right off the bat right there.
This is stupid good.
Yeah, it's so good. It's going to be really annoying when somebody evolves their 3-drop into one of these against me.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
It's going to be like,
Yeah.
oh, cool, okay. You're just going to keep attacking. Oh, you're still attacking me, okay. But yeah, this thing is good. I like it.
It's very basic, but it's gonna be a powerhouse. I think in both the arena and will this be constructed? At least a one of, right? If you're
It could be. It's a good like crushing through there because there's a few taunt reborns or something like that, like taunts that come back and are annoying again. So this is like better than a 6/2 for that case. Because this kills their reborn minion.
You're splitting that 6 damage over 2 attacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
so like.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So like you're a lot of the problems are going to be dealing with their reborn minion when it comes back, but like yours is going to be. So what you're going to see a lot in this expansion is you're going to see, I've traded into your guy, and even if we both have reborn, now you get the trade on the other side. But now this is going to like nip that in the bud, and you're just going to be able to knock their guy down immediately.
Yeah, this is exactly as good as a 6/2 if you only have one target, and better if you need 2.
Right.
It's really good.
And this is like the first taste of the kind of Egyptian theme of the deck, but there's going to be a lot more, spoiler, and I just love the Egyptian theme of the deck. I love when Magic did like an Egyptian type of theme, and I don't know why. I'm super into mythology, so I was real psyched when Magic went to Egypt, and now Hearthstone's doing it as well. I like it. And the last card in the Warrior class is the Tomb Warden. So, it's a 3/6 for 8 mana taunt, and the battle cry is summon a copy of this minion, and it's a mech.
This is really good with those buff cards we were looking at.
So gross.
It's like a doubling imp, but in mech form.
It's like magnetize me, please.
Well, if you magnetize it, it won't gain. You can only magnetize 1.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but like the thing you want to do against mech guy is like get their board away so their minions don't have charge. You know, because like when you magnetize, it's like you're blessing of kings, whatever. But this is also going to pop off of Omega assemblies. You're also going to be able to discover this off the boom, discover a mech power. So this is just like, even without anything else, this is 2 3/6s with rush, and they both have taunt. So it's like, oh, it's like gain 12 life when you discover it.
If you're discovering anything with boom, it's going to be late game, and this got to be playable the turn after you play boom anyway. So.
Yeah, I don't know if this is going to make it into the. I don't know if those taunt decks are going to be good enough. I don't know if this makes it into decks. But
You'll see it anyway.
It's going to be a very high priority discover off the hero power, and it's going to come off the Omega assembly.
Alrighty, so that's the end of the Warrior class. We are going to move on now to the next class, which is, I forget. Shaman. Alright, so we're going right from Warrior to Shaman, and we are starting with the Shaman quest, which is Corrupt the Waters.
Hey.
So, Hagatha making a comeback here. I think that's Hagatha, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the picture.
So the quest, play 6 Battlecry cards, and it's 1 mana, as per all quests. And the reward is the Heart of Virnal, or is it? It has to be Virnal, right?
Virnal, I guess.
Yeah.
Virnal. I don't know what language the Hearthstone things are in to know how to.
Yeah, can I get a language of origin, please?
That kind of sounds like Elfish.
Oh.
Maybe.
Yeah. I didn't get my degree in Elvish.
Well, nor I.
Wasted your time in college, huh?
Nah, such a waste.
So you're gonna get a lot of Battlecry things in the Shaman class to begin with. So, like you said, for the Warrior, you're gonna be attacking. So you do your Warrior thing, you get the prize.
Of note here, Shaman was one of the classes that made really good use of Lackey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Particularly with Hagatha.
Not only that, but like all lackeys have battle cries. So if you summon
Yeah.
a lackey, you're doing this quest.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, you're kind of getting 2-for-1 value on the battle cry lackey, particularly. That Murloc might have been the best lackey card. It's up
Pretty
there
close
with
to
the Rogue One, the Miscreant, but
I'd consider like playing a card that just said 1-drop, like it's a 1-drop and it turned into a lackey at the start of a turn. Like I'd consider playing that in a deck. You know?
So it's wait a one
I
drop
like one
that
of those
turns.
like
Oh, I see.
zero types.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be an interesting card.
That would be cool. Like it'd be called like undecided flunky or something.
Or like flexible lackey.
Yeah.
Flexible.
Very flexible. Takes gymnastics. So the reward for this, after you play all your battle cries and your lackeys, you get the Heart of Vinal, which your battle cries trigger twice this turn if you pay the 2 mana.
It's much like you were talking about for the warrior quest. Continuing on doing that same plan once you get the hero power set up. You're putting a lot of battle cries into your deck, and now you're getting a huge payoff for them. And this is very much like Bran to me, because you never expected Bran to last the turn after you played it. Because if your opponent didn't kill it, you essentially won, unless you didn't have minions.
Right.
And
So this is like a
this
brand.
is cheaper to activate for that, and you get to do it every time.
Exactly.
It's like if Bran returns to your hand, death rattled.
People used to play Brewmaster just to get another shot at Bran. Like
Yeah.
people used to put a ridiculous 3/2 into their deck just to play Bran again, and this does it every time. It's so good.
Let me ask you something real quick.
This is super good with Giggling Inventor, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Even after the nerf to its mana, so good with that.
So 9 mana, you get 4 Annoyotrons. And,
Royotrons, and they buffed Stormbringer. You can get a lot of minion generation, and yeah, this is exciting. This one.
When you play a lackey and you choose like deal 2 damage, this will double that battle cry to that same
You'll just
minion?
do 4. Yeah,
Okay.
you'll do 4. Not only that, but another important point is you're not doubling the next battle cry. You're doubling all of them.
All of them.
Okay.
So you only have to hero power once.
Oh, so you could play a handful of minions if you.
You could play 8 lackeys if you wanted.
Yeah. Wow, that's not bad.
One of your lackeys would have to kill one of them, but yeah.
Yeah, and you have the lackey that deals damage, the lackey that gives +1 attack and rush. Like, there's so much potential for burst damage from this, just with lackeys.
Yeah, because then that's 4 damage, and the rush is 2 damage now, and yeah.
It's 2 lackeys, 6 damage. You can get off of the Murloc.
I was just thinking, what's that frog that was in the that troll base set that replaces
legendary?
all. Yeah, the legendary one gives you back all your spells you played. That's a battle
Yeah.
cry, so that you can like double spells back if you need.
Yeah, you're gonna
Yeah.
end up. I guarantee you're gonna end up with like 10 cards in your hand and being like, well, how am I gonna not discard my next card I draw? Like a lot with this
Yeah.
card.
All right, unless you have play a 0 mana spell, then you just replay that. All right, so yeah, I really do like that card, and the next one in this. Well, that was only the first one in the Shaman class, so this one's Earthquake. 7 mana.
It took me way too long to realize why they did this the way they did.
Let's see.
To connect that Reborn was in the set, and this was meant to clean up Reborn as well as Death Rattles.
Yeah, makes
Took me
sense.
way too long to realize that. But yeah, Mark, go on and say what it actually does.
It deals 5 damage to all minions, then deals 2 damage to all minions. So 7 damage in total, but in 2 waves. So like BoneWolf said, it'll do the initial sweep, and then get rid of any of the minions that spawn from Death Rattle or the Reborn minions.
Right.
It's pretty
Interesting upside to
straightforward.
this is like, it's like the opposite of what you want with Divine Shield. So like if your guys have Divine Shield, I mean that could be a thing. It's janky, but that's what I like about things. Like this doesn't kill your Alakir, for example. Not that I don't know like what world you have Alakir out and you play this, but
Right.
Where it still has its Divine Shield. Yeah.
exactly.
But it's a very basic card. Would you? I assume you would want to grab this in an arena deck because
I think you play this in Constructed.
you constructed too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
And you can get it right to your hand with the Stormcaller.
Yep.
If needed.
Like particularly with like the, like who knows exactly how the meta is going to shape up with this set, but you know, like right now you got a lot of mechs, you know, like Snip Snap is in essentially every deck. Like Token Druid has that Soul of the Forest. This cleans that up.
Mm-hmm.
This is excellent, I think.
I do enjoy it. The next card is, looks like it'd be a totem, an evil totem. At the end of your turn, add a lackey to your hand. It's just a lackey generator. 2 for 0/2.
So, you said you didn't play around the time where like Shaman was basically the final. Every time you played a Shaman, it was like the final boss of every. It was just like, okay, well, I know exactly how this game is going to go. If they have these totems, I'm just going to die. And this is like one of those. It's like if you don't have something that does 2 damage to this thing, it's going to end the game by turn 4.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, excellent synergy with that quest too, giving you, like, if you don't have a battle cry in your hand, giving you some lackeys for that. Later in the game, you're getting lackeys that you'll be able to double up.
And if I recall correctly,
still has some utility late game.
there's a weapon coming up that has some good synergy with this one as well.
I think, yeah, something buffs your totems or copies them or something, yeah.
Yeah.
But this is also the kind of thing in Arena, like if you draft 3 of these and then have like 27 wisps, you could still win games. Like you could win games if they can't answer this card. It's so crazy. So
27
good.
wisps?
Yeah, 0
like
mana
1/1s?
Yeah.
Oh.
As long as you have this thing out turn 2, you can still win.
Okay. Yeah.
Lackeys do nothing but generate value.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
Lackey.
We haven't really talked about lackeys in depth, but what would you say is the best lackey? I guess it depends on the situation, but what's your favorite lackey?
Probably deal 2 damage.
Yeah, I like that one too.
Yeah, and then second to that is probably the one that gives attack and rush.
Yeah.
The ones that you like to see in Arena also is discover a spell. Like if your deck
Yeah.
is low on value, it's nice to see those.
Yeah, that's the one that would really help out your 3 totem 27 wisp scenario.
I mean, I know this doesn't have taunt, but you might as well write taunt on this because people are going to go for this first and foremost.
But it's better than that because you could put a taunt totem in front of it.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Alright, next card is the Mogu Flesh Shaper. It's a 7 mana 3/4. Rush, cost 1 less for each minion on the battlefield.
This reminds me a bit of Corridor Creeper.
This is going to be fun to evolve and have fucking Ragnaros on board the next turn.
Oh, man. I didn't even think of that. And with all those lackeys, you're going to evolve them.
Yeah,
Well, Ragnaros is Hall of Famed. So that particular
it'll
dream,
find its way onto my board. And also in Arena, I
that
think,
particular dream in Wild and Arena, sure, but
I don't know
Save it
actually if
to
you can get
avoid
them in
that
Arena.
menace. Well, I think it depends on whether do they ever put Hall of Fame cards into Arena.
I'm sure they do.
I don't think I see them. Maybe. I can't remember. So I think they go back and forth. Either way. Ragnaros Lightlord, here it comes.
Yeah, I think this is really good.
And especially with like the lackeys, you're going to have not only lackeys in play to reduce these, but
Like these
I just had a brain fart. I'm sorry.
No, I know what you're talking about though.
If you're up against an aggro deck, this is the stats are so good for the. This is going to be cheap a lot.
Yeah, and the fact that this has rush, like you put it out, you trade it into a 3/3, and then evolve it, like
So good.
such another little like benefit from it.
Yeah, and with mutate being 0 mana, you don't have to worry about that extra.
Yeah. Upside, another thing is that if you evolve a 6-drop minion into this, it's gonna suck. But whatever.
Right.
Situationally, though, you could value the rush.
It's true.
The next card is the Plague of Murlocs. I really like this card.
So good.
I like it. Yeah.
Just watch your opponent get like all those good Murlocs, and you just get all those crap ones if you are trying to make the playing board even.
Yeah, the average random Murloc, I think, is terrible. So
If we're talking about, like the destroy all damage minions with Whirlwind, that's a 6-mana combo that clears their board. This and Lightning Storm is basically the same thing. And that's only one way, right? Like this probably kills all their stuff. and you have still a board full, or however many Murlocs.
Right. I mean, that's one overloaded crystal too, but still, that's not bad.
Yeah, and if you're in Shaman, you're hoping to probably hit the Gurmag Angler, or no. I keep calling that card the magic thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Angler. The thing that gets a Murloc when you play a Murloc.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you hit that and you still have a bunch of mana to, you can go crazy with this.
So, I would actually play this in a Murloc deck.
I was just about to bring that up. Like, this is playable in a Murloc deck. It's playable in Control. Because you have Murlocs anyway. It's fine to change them around.
Yeah, and your Murlocs are generally terrible on their own, excellent with synergy. So you're putting a bunch of things that you have of cards that are going to vastly improve.
I mean, if you can get a turn 3 Scargill, like you just fill up your board in turn 1 and 2 with Murlocs, then you play this and you get like a Scargill and the dude that replaces your hand. And
the fact that it's 3 mana, you can have a lot of mana left over to spend.
Right.
And utilize the Murlocs that you have and remove the presumably low power Murlocs that you've left your opponent with.
Right.
And it's better than Devolve, I think.
Yeah.
Like, we were talking about this when it was spoiled, because Devolve, like you devolve like an 8-drop, it's still a 7 mana thing.
Yeah.
Like the best this is going to be is probably Scargill.
Right.
Devolve is like a mass silence almost, but sometimes it's even worse than that.
Yeah, this is a silence, and they're terrible now.
You're not gonna get Megafin, right? Megafin's not gonna be in this.
No, you can't. That's not gonna be a thing. But like this, I mean, this is almost like a mass polymorph. You could think about it as.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
So good.
They have all taunts. You just blow them away, make them Murlocs.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I like it a lot.
All reborn guys, all lots of stuff.
I really want 2 of these for my Murloc deck. Don't forget to see my my pack opening, guys. I don't know when it's gonna be. Probably next weekend. That's for everyone in chat and YouTube. All right, next card is the Sandstorm Elemental. It's 2/2 for 2. Battlecry, deal 1 damage to all enemy minions with an overload of 1.
I like this.
Pretty good.
And it has some really nice synergy with the hero power that you get from the quest.
Oh
So you
yeah.
get to do 2 damage to enemy minions without doubling the overload.
Yes.
Like when you Electra doubling a spell, you cast it again, you're overloaded twice. This will just double the battle cry.
Right. And it'll do it in 2 bursts too. So if they have a 1/1 reborn minion, it'll kill it.
Yep.
So you only overload when you play the card, not when the battle cry goes off.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, it's really good. Plus, with all that elemental synergy in this class to begin with, I think it's good.
Yeah, there's a lot of elemental synergy as well. That tag, I don't think it needed that tag to be playable, but it helps it a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's for the 2-drop Shaman that, add an elemental to your hand. The 2-drop that does that. I think this helps that card too, because elementals sometimes are total whiff.
Yep.
Next card is the weapon I was talking about. It is the Splitting Axe. Now, this is a battle cry. Summon copies of your totems. So, would that battle cry be doubled as well with the?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
But at that point, you're not really looking to
right.
double your totems. Because then all you're doing, if you double that battle cry, is like filling your board so you can't play other battle cries to double.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, you want this to synergize a lot with that totem we saw that develops lackeys.
Yeah.
Maybe you're playing some other totems. And like just the kind of things that are left over that your opponent didn't clear from hero power.
Mm.
A lot of time that you might not clear those minions out. You might go for some face damage. This card being around will probably encourage your opponents to go for that, because like 2 spell damage totems makes a lot of spells really good.
That's true. I do think this card kind of sucks though.
Yeah, I don't think I would play this unless there's like a.
Yeah.
I mean, how many totems are there, or how many totems are there that you want to split?
Well, when there was like, Totem Golem and stuff, like,
Yeah.
that was interesting. And is the Amalgam still
The
solo?
Amalgam still, yeah. That's Witchwood.
So that's a good thing. Like that's more of like an arena cutesy thing. That
I think this card's playable in a singleton deck. I don't think you want it if you're not trying to get 30 unique cards.
Right.
True. That's true.
All in all, 2 out of 5.
Yeah, I'd say that.
So
The
what
cost
this
is just it's a bit expensive, I think.
Yeah.
one? Totemic Surge. Totemic Surge, is that correct? Give your totems +2 attack. It's not bad. You would think there'd be an overload on this.
I don't think this is gonna see play.
I don't think this goes in any yet, but it's much better than Totemic Might off of Hagatha.
Right.
If you happen to have totems somehow. But once you're on Hagatha, you can't generate totems really, and Hagatha kills your totems, so
That's true.
it's probably just as disappointing as the other one. But you could still have amalgams, and then there's that one that Battlecry summons 2 1/1 amalgams.
Oh, true. Yeah, that thing.
There's some use for this, but
Right.
off of card generation, not in your deck.
Random question. What is the Hagatha hero power?
Whenever you play a minion, you get a random Shaman spell.
Okay. I thought it was the other way around. Whenever you play a Shaman spell, you get a random minion, but you're correct.
Yeah.
There's like a rare that draws a spell when you play it, or draws a minion when you play a spell or something.
Is that the...
That's the spirit of the frog.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Or no.
No, there's like it's like an elemental, like
Yeah.
a bog creeper thing.
Which one's the one, the Witch's Brew, or whatever it's called?
The
Not Witch's
Cauldron?
Brew. Cauldron, yeah.
Yeah, that's whenever a minion dies,
Okay.
you get a Shaman spell, which is a neutral card. It's the weirdest thing.
It is weird.
I really like that in like the Odd Paladin when you had a bunch of little dudes.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
That ended up being an
Just
arena
make that deck-
powerhouse.
make that got that deck above that mediocrity line, right? It was that card that did it.
It's funny. Alright, hit me with that legendary.
Here's the legendary. This is Vecina, 4 for a 2/6. While you're overloaded, your other minions have +2 attack.
This is insane. This turns every card into a bloodlust.
This is so good. Like I don't remember the name of it, but the weapon that was Spear Claws with overload instead of spell damage. This is a much better use of increasing attack with overload.
So this is like that stupid ass Shaman to give your totems +2 attack on a body
Right.
that's like hard to kill. You don't even have to do anything. Like you could have overloaded last turn and you could play this and like.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, the fact
so
that overload
good.
crystals you get 2 turns worth from every overload you do.
And plus, hopefully you get some taunts in the way of this, so, you know, it's hard to kill already.
Yeah, and now your taunt totem's 2/2. It's better than a Frostwolf grunt.
That's true.
On brand.
So, will play? In
Yes.
Oh,
Kinda
yeah,
King
this is
deck?
good.
Yeah. This'll be like, I mean, like you could win the game early on this. Like you could make an aggressive deck out of not an aggressive deck with this.
Hmm.
Totems, lackeys.
Exactly.
Like a zap in this card on turn 4. You're
Even
crushing your
now,
opponent.
the card that generates a lackey, like now that's not a free trade. Like you still have to deal with the fact that it's 2 attack, and you have to choose not to kill this.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, 3/1 lackey is insane. Plus,
Yeah.
if it's the lackey that gives it +1 and rush, then it's even more of a thing to deal with. And this last one in this class, in the Shaman class, is the weaponized wasp.
It's disgusting.
It's a 3/3 for 3. Battle cry. If you control a lackey, deal 3 damage. There's that lackey synergy again. So,
Yeah, this is like this is a lot like that eel from the even deck. This is so good, and if you're doubling this, it's
oh yeah, double that.
This is so good.
It'll
This is a
fire up.
fireball. This is a
Yeah.
goddamn fireball. This is like, oh man, like on top of the fact that Wolf Rider's a 3/1 with charge, like this is basically that, and you can't taunt it away, and you could double the battle cry. Like this is so good.
May I just say that when I played WoW back in the day, when I went to those wasp hives, I was the most afraid.
Yeah, the Silithids, they were so creepy.
I hate those things.
Yeah,
Even the walls pulsating, I don't want to be stuck in there. I don't
Yeah.
want to think about it.
they did a great job with that.
Yeah. And that was the original WoW too, like way back in the day.
Hmm I think it started in like Fellwood or something.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That's it for Shaman, right?
That's it for Shaman. Going back to... What was it, Hunter?
Rogue now.
Rogue.
Hunter's in the middle, man.
Alright, guys. We are in the Rogue section, and the first one's a legendary. And it is...
Where's the quest?
Oh, it's in alphabetical order.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get to the quest. Anka
Gotcha.
the Buried. So it's a battle cry, 5/5 for 5. Change each death rattle minion in your hand into a 1/1 that costs 1.
There better be some good death rattles.
Yeah, somebody's gonna find a way to break this. But what I'm looking at, without using my brain, this sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, what about the dragon, the 2/2 mech dude that costs 6, that makes 7/7? I mean,
Yeah.
you can work with that.
Yeah, that's a good death rattle. It's got to be something like that.
And
I think it has to be a lot of those in my hand
Right.
when I play this.
The Voodoo Doctor guy, gain 8. So, but that's still a card. Like, do you still play 1 mana, gain 8? Like, yes,
No.
you do, but yeah.
I don't. You only played 1 mana, gain 5 because you were able to deal 5 to your opponent, pretty much.
You see, what sucks with this is death rattle. So it's not battle cry where you can play them, then bounce it back to your hand to play them again, or anything like that.
And like, you can't silence off the fact that they're a 1/1 because then you silence their death rattle. I mean, I guess you could if you're looking at like.
No, I think they would just be 1/1, wouldn't they?
No, if you silence them, they turn into their main stats.
They nerfed effects like this as well. Like Quest Rogue's effect doesn't make these things 4/4s anymore.
This is probably why.
Yeah, this card is probably why they made that change, because that would be nuts. You'd make them one mana 4/4s with death rattles. Presumably, that would make minions that were 4/4s.
Yeah,
That
you'd
would be
play
good.
like 1/1 death rattle guys.
Mhm.
Just, or well, whatever. Like, yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah.
If that was the case.
I really can't think of anything worth it to play this guy on. I'm sure there's gonna be someone who makes a deck with this and wins Worlds or whatever, but
I don't know about
It's
which world, but some good YouTube highlights probably.
Yeah. They'll troll like the 7,000 ranks of legend.
Toast will do something with this. Like that. That's the kind of play I'd expect to see.
I guess it gets out what the hell's his name early. Hakar. And then you can make
Hakar.
crazy stuff with that happen.
which one's a car?
Summon put the cursed blood in their deck,
Oh,
so you
right,
draw
right.
it, take the damage, shuffle more in.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
I guess that
Underwhelming.
works. Alright, we're moving on to the Bizarre Mugger. 5/3/5 Rush. Battle cry, add a random minion from another class to your hand.
I'm in.
Yeah, the rush is nice, but I like that it specifies minion, not card.
Right.
Like you know you're getting a minion out of it.
So you don't get Totemic Might.
Yeah.
Or Totemic Fight, whatever the hell the other one's called.
Yeah, there's a lot of spells that if you're not in that class or a certain type of deck are straight useless. Minions are their minions every time.
It makes
Oh,
more-
I play this. In Arena, this is awesome. This is insane in Arena,
Mhm.
actually.
Would you play Rogue in Arena?
Yes, absolutely. Rogue is so good in Arena. Or at least on and off. Like, on and off, it's like the top.
It's always nice to get an extra body in your hand
Hell yeah.
when you play a card. So it's pretty much a free card. Well, not free,
You
but
could You could also, like, all rush minions are like 2-for-1s in and of themselves for the most part. Because you're always going to play them into something that it could trade into and stay around.
Yeah, it's either
Or-
a super one or a
yeah.
desperate removal, right?
Exactly. And in which case, you're fine with dealing 3 damage.
Yeah.
Oh, and plus Rogue has double battle cries and combos.
Yeah.
The
That's
Shark
yeah.
Shrine, whatever. Spirit of the Shark, which I love. I love that card. I can play that card in any deck, but I'm not a good player.
That's like extra little flavor.
Yeah. Why does it keep bringing me to Shaman cards?
I was literally just gonna ask that. How the hell does it keep kicking you back to
You
Shaman?
know what? Because I gotta click OK, and then I gotta bring it back up. Then it'll bring me to the... Yeah.
See,
next...
look at this high-tech producing.
Right? Oh. The next card is... Clever Disguise. Add 2 random spells from another class to your hand. 2 mana.
In my day, drawing 2 cards cost 3 mana.
And this is not drawing from your deck. This is drawing out of the ether, out of thin air.
Yeah, which is probably worse, but
I think it's better.
When people play those decks that like the other card, like a test-based deck, Pilfer gets in there sometimes, and this is so much better than Pilfer.
Yeah. Pilfer takes it from your opponent's class, whereas this one takes it from another class. So could it be like one from one class, one from another class, or like would they both be from the same class?
I think the latter.
So you get like 2 hunter cards or 2 warrior cards.
I think so. Which also has its own little benefit.
Yeah, I haven't seen it played in that regard, but getting 2 cards from another class to turn on your things like the Fencer and Vendetta.
Yeah.
Not only that, but like Rob BoneWolf was saying, where like sometimes you get a card that just does not synergize. Sometimes you just get lucky and like you get a totem card and a totem synergy.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, right, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and like you said, like 2 cards for 3 mana. You don't have to be playing a other class cards deck for this to be playable.
Now, call me old school, but I still use a Spectral Scimitar. Or is that what's called, Spectral Scimitar?
Cutlass?
Cutlass.
is
Spectral
that the
Cutlass.
lifesteal one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that gets the durability every time you play a off-class card.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that card, so.
Decks
This-
use that.
Yeah. Speaking of weapons, the next card is a weapon. It is a 2/2 for 3 mana, and it has a combo, gain +2 attack. The Hooked Scimitar.
This is good. This is good.
Yeah.
I think it's easy enough to enable that combo, which, like, with combo, it's just an insane weapon, right? Like,
It's one of the best weapons ever printed with combo.
yeah. And for that benefit, you take the slight disadvantage of a worse Fiery War Axe, I think.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think you ever really play this without combo.
No,
Like, I
yeah.
just don't think you do.
No, you can't.
Unless you're out of cards, it's the 30th card in your deck or something.
Yeah.
And they're at 2 life.
At that point, the combo might not really help you anyway.
Right. The only downside I see to this is that, like, the quest kind of makes this shit.
Also, yeah, so weapons in Rogue always feel kind of weird because they basically turn off your hero power, which in some regards is good because it's not just every turn you're doing a hero power, but it removes that option because you're always replacing it with something worse.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just a general thing about weapons in Rogue. So you really have to have your mana curve good for this to not maybe be a bit of a hindrance on you.
Right.
You play this in a deck that goes face, I think.
Yeah, but in both this, you play it on, say, you backstab and play this on 3, you attack with it, you attack on 4, then you can do a 2 mana card and hero power on 4. So it's
Wow.
easy enough to get around that slight drawback.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
If you
pirate
can-
deck.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you can get like a nice tempo deck, like this is almost like throwing Cold Blood on your minion and they can't remove it.
Mm.
Like if you got 2 attacks
Yeah.
with the Cold Blood minion early, like that was really devastating.
Yeah, this is really good with the raiding party. It's makes you happy that they nerfed preparation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So just a random fact that I did get Twig of the Life Tree from a random stolen steel once, and that's the only time I was ever happy getting a weapon in my rogue deck because I
Yeah.
played it and then I killed it.
Mm-hmm.
Full mana.
And so it's like 0 mana, gain 5 mana.
Yeah.
Kind of. Pretty nice.
Yeah, a lot of the rogue weapons have not been great on their own. This is a really good one.
Is there another rogue weapon?
There's that one is
that's
from
that's the thing. Yeah. Well, we'll come back to that one.
Spoilers.
Don't look at that one.
So
Yeah.
good. This card's amazing.
Pharaoh Cat. So it's 1/2 for 1 mana. Battle Cry. Add a random reborn minion to your hand. Yeah.
It's good.
So
unbelievably good, I think.
I think I want to make my cat cosplay as it.
Yeah. That you play this, like this is an arena pick in the highest bucket. Because first of all, even having a 1/2 out as a rogue on turn 1 is like invaluable.
Right.
Like you could throw a Cold Blood on this and like backstab your opponent's early minions, and then you just win.
I mean, it's either this or Pilfer, turn 1 for Rogue.
I don't know that
anything
I've
else.
seen a bad reborn minion either, right? Like,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, even like the fact that I don't know, like this card is just so good. Like it's almost like a Firefly that adds a card that's better than Firefly to your hand.
Yeah.
yeah. This is a really good card. It's a beast, but not too good in Rogue. But you could maybe get this off of random beast generation in other classes, which is going to be really good there.
There are so few cards with Reborn right now, and I don't think they're gonna use it in the next set, right? This will be like the only set with Reborn. Perhaps.
Probably they will. They'll probably just call it when this minion dies, return it to the battlefield with 1 life or something. But I don't know.
And it wouldn't be like there wouldn't be a lot of them as like a set-wide mechanic. It would be maybe the occasional card would have it.
Right.
How like cards have echo very infrequently now?
Yeah.
Do any?
That's true. Not in this set. Not that I know of.
Witch's Brew is the only one I can think of, and that's not.
That's not officially Echo.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So this next card has a little side piece to it. So this next one is Plague of Madness, the Plague for the Rogue set. It's 1 mana. Each player equips a 2/2 knife with poisonous. And just so you guys can see it on screen, the 2/2 knife with poisonous looks like. Wait for it. Wait for it. This.
That's where the magic of editing helps.
I'm not gonna
How'd
edit
the
nothing.
Bizarre Mugger get here?
What?
The Bizarre Mugger.
Where'd he
get back
come
here?
from? Get out of here, Bizarre Mugger. We already talked about you. Oh my god, I'm losing it in my old age. It looks like this.
Yeah.
That's the one. Plague of Madness. Oh, you know why? Because I clicked cancel.
Aha.
So it brought back him. So each player gets a 2/2 knife with poisonous.
This is interesting.
Are there any? I mean, you can play this and then find a way to destroy your opponent's weapon.
Rob, I think you muted yourself.
I did, thanks. There was a plane going by earlier. Yeah, I'm very upset that they call this the Plague.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have Plague feel to it.
It is a plague on the weapons. All the weapons in the game are now.
Well, I think what it symbolizes is that the players themselves are being corrupted with madness, and we're gonna go attack creatures and deal damage to ourselves, but give our health to kill a creature.
That's good enough to get me on board with the Plague title. All right.
It should be like all games currently being played. Each player equips a 2/2 knife with poisonous.
Yeah.
Just server wide. Server wide.
Someone plays the card, everybody gets the knife.
It's like, what the fuck is happening?
When Hearthstone does an unglued type set, that.
Yeah. Or conspiracy. That's more like a conspiracy type thing.
Yeah, it's true. I'd love to see a 4-player Hearthstone game. That'd be cool.
Outside of taunts, this is a straight removal for 2 things.
But it gives your opponent
Your
also
opponent
straight
gets to do
removal.
that too. Yep.
So I think you only play this if your opponent has a good weapon. It's gonna be really weird. I don't know what deck plays this.
I don't know what deck wants it. Right? Yeah.
I mean, what's that one card that the warrior has? Gives you a 2/3.
The armor.
Yeah.
It gives 6 armor and a 2/3 weapon.
Something
Yeah.
forward.
It's kind of like that.
It's okay, but you don't get armor, so you don't even like. It's interesting.
That's
I mean,
why
like
it's madness. It's madness.
It is
that you don't get
madness.
armor.
I think you could play this in like a face deck, where like if your opponent is trading his face into your minions, that's what you want anyway.
And if you're playing Harrison Jones in your deck, this is good.
Right.
That's hilarious.
Is Harrison Jones still type? No. Type
Yeah.
illegal. Modern.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the classic set, so he's
Okay.
always going to be viable.
So that becomes like 6 mana. Draw
Kill
2
a minion,
cards.
kill 2 minions, draw 2 cards. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Summon a 5/4.
Even better if your opponent already had a weapon that you got to remove.
That's true.
Okay, I'm on board.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Next card is Socket Sapper. 4 mana for 4/4 Death Rattle. Return a random enemy minion. Return a random enemy minion to your opponent's hand.
I don't like it.
The only thing I like about this is that you could summon it off the Rogue Legendary from last set, and kind of if in the occasion where they have a big minion and a minion you want to trade into, it's pretty cool. That's it.
The fact that you don't necessarily get to control this death rattle, and the fact that it's random if they have more than one minion, it's just not. I think the cost of being in your deck is too expensive.
Let me ask you this: if you bounce a reborn minion, does it get its reborn thing again?
Yeah, when a minion with reborn comes back, it still has the word reborn.
Okay.
What reborn means is that if it's the first time this minion died, return it.
I see. So technically, your opponent can figure out a way to have this one be the last one that dies along with their other thing, have their reborn bounce to their hand, and then play the reborn again if they wanted to.
Yeah, your opponent can use this card for value.
Yeah.
So what if you
against it?
What if you copy a minion that already died? Does it copy the fact that it died?
I think it would, because like typically copy does retain information like that. I haven't seen that played out yet, but the copy a damaged minion, if it's already been reborn, I don't think that will give you another rebirth.
I think it's too good otherwise
Like,
anyway.
like based on how Faceless has worked on things in the past.
Right. So we have made it to. Wait, am I missing the quest?
That's what I thought. I didn't see it.
It's gotta be somewhere. So we'll go over these and then I'll look for the quest. Shadow of Death. 4 mana. Choose a minion. Shuffle 3 shadows into your deck that summon a copy when drawn. So
I like cards like this, and I think this is okay. I've seen in some of like the pre-release type play. I've seen it do some pretty wild stuff. And like I like this card. I really liked those Nerubian ones that they had, like the ambush thing.
Yeah, the thing that's didn't really see play. I don't know. It's like you have to have something.
That really only saw play as like a nerf against singleton decks.
Yeah,
we were desperate for that to stop
like,
from going on.
But this, not only do you have to have a minion that you want to play it on, it has to be in play. God, this sucks. This card is so bad.
The way I saw it played out, it was played on a cairn that had not popped, and these 3 shadows were the next 3 cards drawn at the start of that turn, and that was unbelievable. And he still lost that game, actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could still lose that. Like, summon 4 Yetis for 10 mana, even if they have like Death Rattle, summon a Yeti. Like, it's still not that great. I mean, it's great. It's amazing. I would play that card every day, but it's like, I don't know. I think this card is actual garbage.
I don't think it's good. I like it a lot. It's like a kind of mechanic that I think is fun. But it's not really... I agree with you that it's not... Like, there has to be a desirable target, and you don't get immediate... Like, unless you've already, like, played, like, your Myra's Unstable or something like that.
In which case you're already on a weird clock. It's weird.
Yeah, you're not playing Myra's to get 3 fun minions later on. You're playing Myra's to win that turn or next turn with spells from your...
Yeah. I see you doing work on that, man.
Yeah, I'm getting it. But, you can play this on your opponent's creatures too, right? Your opponent's minions?
You can, yeah.
Yeah, which makes it even more situational.
I think this card would be much more playable if it removed the...
Yeah. Like, if it's like shuffle 4 copies, shuffle... Yeah, I mean, this card could be 7 mana if it removes a minion.
Yeah. You'd maybe use it on your own minion, now and again. Like, maybe you want, like, I'll kill my Ysera to get 3 of them over the course of this game.
Right.
But if it was able to remove your opponent's minion and use it against them,
That'd be nice.
Kind of like Entomb.
It would be like top level playable, man. Like that'd be awesome. This is like, it's just not. I just don't think it does anything.
You know, I'd still play it though. I'm just like, I'm the kind of guy that
it would be fun as hell.
Yeah.
It's excellent in Magical Christmas Land, and that's it. And when that's your mark of a card, that's not sufficient.
Right. The next card is Whirl Kick Master. Whenever you play a combo card, add a random combo card to your hand.
This is like rapid fire. What the hell's the spell? The hunter spell? When you get like a million hunter spells when you play hunter spells, Yo Dog? Lock and load, yeah.
Yeah.
But this can stick around for more sadness for everyone.
Yeah.
What's great is that it's low costed, so it's an efficient combo enabler itself.
Yeah. Like if you play this on turn 5 with the friggin' weapon, you're already fine. You're doing great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
You're
not
doing
much
real
more to say
good.
about it. It's really just you're getting. It's like the. It's also like that Murloc.
Yeah. It's a
You
1/2.
don't need to be playing a combo deck for this. Rogue plays combo cards in any kind of archetype that's.
Yeah.
You got the one that does 4 damage with the combo. You got the one that does the 4 +4 attack with the combo. You got the. There's more. I'm sure there's more.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be sad when you end up with an entire hand full of like, what is the spell that does 2 damage to your opponent? For
Head
3?
cracks, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, cool. I have 8 head cracks that I just cannot get rid of. Thanks.
Is that a combo too?
Yeah.
Oh.
Combo return to your hand. Keep on spending your mana.
That's not
But
bad
it returns at the end of turn, so you can't even get like
yeah.
continuous use off of it.
Yeah.
And now the card we've all been waiting for, if I can find it. The Bizarre. Oh, it's huge.
That's fine.
You know,
It deserves
I'm just gonna
a
leave it
spot.
like this because it's a nice size card. Bizarre Burglary, 1 mana, quest, rogue. Add 4 cards from other classes to your hand, which is very like turn 2. You already got it done with that 1 card that adds 2 cards to your hand, so you're halfway there.
It's pretty
Rogue
good.
is made to steal cards.
Yeah.
The rogue decks that steal cards have been my favorite to play from that class. So I'm going to like this.
Yeah, I mean I love Academic Espionage. It's one of my favorite cards ever made.
I don't think this does anything for that, but yeah, I
doesn't,
agree.
But like any card, the one that cost what was it 3 or 4 that adds from another class to your hand. It's a 4/3.
The wolf.
Yeah, the pirate. You got the Blink Fox. That other card we just evaluate that gives you the minion, the rush guy.
Yeah. And even like the cards that you get off those classes could also be doing your quest. Like you get Babbling Book or like, there's a ton of Mage Generation now. Spoilers.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, this makes the Ancient Blades, which, I mean, that's what the thing looks like. It's 2 mana for the Ancient Blades, but then what the blade actually is right here. It's a 3/2.
This is
immune while
insane.
attacking.
This is fucking insane. This is a Fiery War Axe that's unnerfed as a hero power, and you get immune while attacking. This is so crazy.
Yeah,
So
this is
oh my god.
like we were talking about that warrior minion that kind of offset the drawback of having to use your own health when you attack minion by giving you some armor. This just says no. Like sometimes you feel bad, but you have to finish off a Deathwing with your face.
Right.
This you're trying to use your face on that Deathwing before you're missing.
Yeah. So most of the time, I think you're just like holding these like blades and stabbing their face a lot, but you could also use this on the defensive.
2 mana deal 3 all the time is excellent.
Not even all the time. Like 2 mana deal 3, and you don't have to do it again next turn if you don't want to.
Yep.
It's so good.
And like this I think pushes that kind of test type archetype into like not just like sometimes people are using test and Togwaggle scheme to counter the super long warrior decks. It's too hard for warrior to deal with all of those tests a lot of the time. But this I think makes that a probably meta type deck.
Because I think the biggest problem with tests and stuff is like you get that unreliable, like you don't know what you're getting. So it's like crazy random, and sometimes you have the value to win, but you don't have the time. This gives you the time.
Yeah, and then like test is kind of like a more of a gravy kind of a card, not what you're playing for. Yeah.
So, I think out of these 3 classes that we just went through, what is your favorite so far? out of these three?
I think
Mass
because
video.
of the quest. I think because of the quest for me, it's Rogue.
Right.
I like Shaman as well.
I think I like Shaman.
I'm gonna have to stick with Rogue myself. Rogue has always been my bread and butter, and it always will be.
Yeah, Rogue is one of my least favorite classes overall, and I'm liking it this expansion. So I think that means I like this expansion's cards a lot for Rogue.
I think we're all firmly agreeing that Warrior looks boring.
Well, guys, what do you think? I would like to know your opinion in the comments below.
Warrior kind of conflicts with Dr. Boom, which is one of the best cards in the game.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you put in the comments below what your favorite class of these three is, and follow Shabunia Gaming. And we'll see you next time for when we review the cards from the classes. Rob, what are the next classes?
Oh, it's going to be Paladin, Hunter, and Druid.
Paladin, Hunter, and Druid. See you guys in the next video, everybody. Wave.